Hey, fellas and fellarities, I'm going to make this short and sweet, so make sure you stay to the end. I'm in my food truck tonight. I am dead. I'm not a person that's coming. It's a shame. My wife made some delicious food. We are smoking Chicago-style deep dish pizzas. It's incredible. I'm just trying so hard not to get fat. But while I was in here, I've got all this free time because nobody's here tonight. I started making TikToks, and I started thinking about why fighting has become what it has. Like, the evolution, kind of de-evolution of the sport. Now, so let me explain two different things. When I started fighting, all that was needed to have been done was somebody asked, hey, you want to fight? And the other guy says, yeah, okay, let's do it. I had so many fights like that. I've got over 80 fights. I have fought everywhere around the world. He said, hey, you want to fight for me for no money? I said, I'm in. Hey, you want to do this tournament for no money? I'm in. Hey, you want... Just constantly. My last 3 fights came 4 days after I got back from fighting in Russia. I fought in Russia as an amateur. I got paid, but I got paid to... I think it was amateur. Anyway, got back from Russia. Got a call the next day. Said, hey, King of the Cage is doing a heavyweight tournament on Saturday. You want to come up and do it? And I said, okay, let's do it. Sign me up. He said, yeah. If you win, you get $1,000 and a contract with King of the Cage. I said, well, fantastic. That sounds wonderful. So I went up there, and I was the smallest guy in this tournament by a lot. Like, it was, I was 197 pounds, and they were, like, the next smallest was 260. I was small. Went out there, first guy I actually submitted with strikes. I submitted him like 4 times in the match. He just kept tapping where the referee wasn't. Second guy, I just killed him. He was dead in the first minute and a half, knocking him out. Third guy was tough. Third guy, boom, I blast him. And his nose may not look the same today. Big Papa Martinez. Real nice guy. I like him. Boom, blasted him. And then he put me against the wall and he did some work to me. It was a good first round that I won. I might have won. Round 2, I TKO'd him or knockout. He was struck knock. Elbows, it was amateur. Morty's. After that, they said, hey, you want to go pro? I said, okay. I just accepted every fight that was offered. I sold a lot of tickets, so a lot of fights were offered. I had 1 year I fought. It was like 12 times in a year, 13 times in a year, something like that. And it was just back to back to back to back. Nowadays, though, fighters have to clear it with their coach, and they have to clear it with their management, and they have to make sure they're not on their cycle. I'm talking about the dudes, not the girls. It's funny. It'd be insulting if I was talking about girls, but it's meant to be insulting if talking about guys, and it's not. It's talking about guys. Everything has to be perfect. And so every fighter nowadays that does that exact thing I just said, they all do it themselves. Even though they complain, oh, I hate nobody wants to fight me because they're a bunch of sissies. And then when at some point they'll be supposed to fight some other guy, and they'll say, it's not the right time. And then they'll say, no, everyone does it. But nowadays, every fighter has a manager for some damn reason. You don't need a manager. They just collect a percentage of your... My wife has managed fighters for years, and she's managed them from day one kind of thing. Didn't take a cent from them until they started making money. Said, I'm just going to help get you there. Trevor Wells on The Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, she's been working with him for years. She was my manager, Jordan Winsky's, Ricky Ferrar. She had a list of people she's worked with. She got Chris Kerr's to Contender Series. She got a lot of stuff going for these guys. She took a lot of pride in what she did, but she didn't take a dime unless they were making money. She was just fully in their corner. Now it's every fighter. Oh, this guy needs, says he'll get me. They're all full of garbage. Every manager is. They all are. They might be able to help you get you into a promotion because they have a phone number, but every promotion is looking for fighters because it's a very niche sport. Every promotion is looking for it. My wife, still managing, still gets emails and texts from promotions we haven't worked with in years because they need a fighter or something. So if the fighter has it, they don't need the manager. It is what it is. It's part of the sport now, and that's what I'm saying. I knew a guy who was in King of the Cage, and he said, hey, you want to fight? He said, I'm in. When I was a pro, it worked the exact same way. I just said, yes, all right. And I made it to the UFC. Today's fighters don't do that. Now They get their manager, and their manager decides, if they decide if they'll win the fight or not. Every promotion will say, it's a very fair fight, it should be good. And every promotion says, we don't pick favorites. We make our fighters fight whoever's next, and blah, 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 blah. Promotion are full of garbage, eh? Promotion knows the guy that should win and knows that manager, and they try and make sure that promotion and manager wins. It doesn't always work, but often enough it does. And then after the manager says, all right, we got this fight, it goes to the kid. The kid then goes to the coach. The coaches are usually pretty chill. Say, okay, let's go fight and beat him. The coaches kind of worry about is the weight cut going to go well? Is he conditioned for it? Has he been in practice? Those are kind of what he worries about, not so much about who the opponent is. And then they train for the opponent. That's kind of my brainstorm. My TikTok for the evening was about how fighters used to be and how it's not today. And I'm not, disappointed is the wrong word. We're fighters that only accept fights if they meet every specific criteria, which is probably the better way to do it, but it's not the way I did it when I was growing into the sport.